Like other employers, Pikeville Medical Center needs workers. How many? Several hundred. More on the hospital's hunt for employees coming up. And schools around the region are honoring veterans today. We stopped by East Perry Elementary as they celebrated and thanked many heroes.
Plus, we're putting a good dent in the drought this evening, but it's not looking great for high school football. Latest ahead as Mountain News at 6 starts now.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
With employment always a hot topic in the region, many job recruiters say they are doing all they can to show the available positions here in the mountains. WYMT's Buddy Forbes tells us how one area employer is hoping to bulk up their employment and help the local economy with hundreds of job openings.
The region's largest employer is planning to increase its numbers.
Yeah, we definitely have jobs. They are available. You know, people just got to get out and look for them.
Pikeville Medical Center is targeting the idea that there are no jobs in the area, looking to fill hundreds of positions in its network.
We're hiring for clerical positions. We're hiring for everything you expect out of a hospital, like nurses and rad techs. But we also need a lot of clerks. We need a lot of healthcare access reps, and we need some different desk jobs.
Expanding on the idea of what it means to work in healthcare by providing resources for the people who are hoping to work here in the hills.
Yeah, being such a big employer for our region, we do have much more than just doctors and nurses whenever you think of healthcare. We have everything you can think of as far as all clinical positions. We have patient care jobs. We have jobs that aren't for patient care. We have a job for everybody.
Offering incentives, trainings, and more through a wide variety of programs, pushing for growth by hosting more job fairs to highlight their needs.
Positions for many different levels of education. I mean, you can come straight out of high school and work here. You can, some things happen, so you can even work here without a high school diploma.
Cutting through the red tape, putting applications, answers, and access all in one place.
There's going to be a guaranteed interview for you, so whether you're looking for a registered nurse, a clerk position, food service, anything like that, we'll be able to set you up for an interview for sure.
Hoping to hire to lift the region higher. In Pikeville, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
The first job fair is tomorrow from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. The next event is Wednesday from 11 a.m. until 4 p.m. Both will be held at the new construction building in Pikeville. Signs will be near the roadside to help you find your way. A Whitesburg City Council member has died. Earlene Williams had just won re-election on Tuesday. Whitesburg Mayor Tiffany Kraft says Williams has been a member of the City Council for about 9 years. There are plans for a procession at the Letcher-Knott County line on Highway 15 tomorrow as Williams is brought back to Whitesburg. She's expected to be in Hazard around noon and at the county line around 12:30. While much of Kentucky remains yellow or green for its COVID-19 incident rates, 3 counties in the mountains are red. Knott, Letcher, and Pike counties were all red today. The state reported that as of Monday, the weekly positivity rate was 8.31%. The Commonwealth has recorded more than 17,000 deaths related to COVID-19. One man is dead after being hit by a truck. Kentucky State Police say the crash happened last night in McCreary County. Troopers say 30-year-old Patrick Perriman of Whitley City was driving a 2006 black Toyota Tundra on US 27 when he collided with a pedestrian. The pedestrian was later identified as 67-year-old Crit Ford of Barberville. Ford was pronounced dead at the scene by the McCreary County Coroner's Office. School officials in Morgan County say a shot was fired after a student got off a school bus yesterday afternoon. In a letter to Morgan County school families, officials said when the student got off the bus, they ran up the road. Now, somewhere between the student's home and the bus stop, a gun was fired. School officials say there's no evidence a firearm was ever on school grounds or on the bus. The letter said legal and disciplinary action has already been taken. Moorhead police are asking for help identifying a man wanted for questioning in an ongoing sexual assault investigation in East Moorhead. Take a look at this sketch. This was drawn with the help of the FBI. The reported incident happened on October 23rd between 4 and 8 a.m. The suspect is described as a white man, around 6 feet tall. He reportedly has dirty blonde or brown hair. He was wearing a blue shirt, reddish ball cap with a white letter, and boots. Anyone with information is asked to call 606-784-7511, extension 207. University of Kentucky police are investigating a harassing call made to Boyd Hall. University officials tell us the call included a racial slur on a loop. The call comes just days after a video reportedly showing now former UK student Sophia Rosing using racial slurs against a Boyd Hall desk attendant. UK police say that number has since been blocked, and they say the original call came from outside the state of Kentucky.
Well, soggy conditions continue for some this evening, but we are slowly drying out, at least as we head through the later evening hours. Here's a look outside right now from downtown Whitesburg. Yes, we still see plenty of rainfall on the roads as we start to finally dry things out there in Whitesburg. Our shield of rain continues to push to the east. Downtown Pikeville there on our Pikeville Medical Center camera. A handsome look, by the way, I should say. We're all right around 60. That's where we'll be for the next little while. But cooler temperatures are on the way. You see the backside of that rain now pushing into downtown Pikeville, so we're almost through this very beneficial rainfall that we've seen today. And outside through the evening, we're down into the 40s tonight with those showers moving out and getting cooler before a few more showers work in for tomorrow. Details on that coming up in a few minutes. Steve?
All right, thanks, Evan. Veterans Day is a time when we stop to thank our servicemen and women who have served or are currently serving in our nation's armed forces. An Eastern Kentucky elementary school had a special ceremony for vets this morning. WYMT's Dakota Makris was there.
Several of our nation's veterans and VFW members joined a special ceremony of celebration and thanks at East Perry Elementary School Friday.
It brings back the memory of what my dad did. Of course, World War II veterans rarely, if ever, talk about their experiences in the war, but it just reminds me of what my father did so we can have the country of freedom and the freedom that we have in our country today.
Young students cheering for each veteran as their name is called out in recognition for their contributions and sacrifices to our country.
The veterans are just so happy to be part of that and to be able to present the programs to the students. But it's also, I think you see it in their eyes, how that they enjoy being honored for what they have done and not forgotten.
And Veterans Day is a day Lazarus Creech holds close to his heart. He just returned home after 5 years with the Army.
There's a lot of people out there that laid down their life for everybody here, and I've known a few that have passed away since I've been in.
Danny Riley is currently serving in the United States Army National Guard. His son got to witness his dad being celebrated.
Especially at his age right now, it's the sacrifice, being able to put the reps in every day, even when you don't feel like doing it. To teach that and mold them young, I think helps them out longer in life because not everybody's willing to go that extra mile.
Encouraging all Americans to thank a veteran. In Perry County, Dakota Makris, WYMT Mountain News.
East Perry Elementary School posted on Facebook a special thank you to Mark Tuttle and John Amos, 2 National Guard veterans who work at the school. James Roark, a London native, was honored today for his service. Veterans have had a special place in his heart for a long time. He says when he was a kid, a Vietnam veteran sat down with him and told him stories that changed his perspective.
The veteran has always touched my heart. When I was a child, I told my parents that I would be joining the Army at 12 years old. And when I turned of age, that's where I went. Joined the service, joined the United States Army.
Roark says he honors veterans every single day, but it means a lot that people pause to honor them today. Thacker Memorial in Pikeville honored veterans during its annual ceremony, continuing a decades-long tradition. Though the weather was less than ideal, organizers say the Veterans Day service at Annie Young Cemetery was a blessing, honoring those who served with singing, speaking, and more. The event, hosted by the funeral home for the last 30 years, is their way of giving back a little something for those who gave so much.
They miss out on the birthdays, the holidays, you know, they're the empty seat at the table that's not recognized. And then there's veterans I know that are at the shelter currently who don't have anybody. And they fought so hard and so diligently so that we can live in a better world. We have to recognize them.
The students on site from Shelby Valley JROTC and an Elkhorn City Girl Scout troop also placed flags on the graves of veterans buried at the cemetery.
Well, coming up, rain is on the way out, but cold air is on the way in. The latest is ahead after this. Plus,
more than 2,000 acres have burned near Mount Vernon. How forestry officials are still dealing with problems despite the rain. And the countdown to Christmas is on, and one local organization wants to make sure no child's stocking is empty.